What's good, y'all? I'm Jerry, about to check out 10 WWE wrestlers who won world championships with their terrible finishing move. This video is about WrestleMania. When I think of finishing moves that won the championships, you automatically thought of the best, man. You thought of the Stone Cold Stunner, the Rock Bottom, the Pedigree, the Tombstone Power Driver, the Curve Stomp, the Spear by Roman and by Edge, the F5 by Brock Lesnar, man. So it's not really that many terrible finishing moves, especially ones that won championships. So we about to hop into this video, man. We're on the road to 2K subscribers, so let's go.
But there have been some iconic world champions throughout WWE history, from Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Undertaker to Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle. These wrestlers defined their respective eras and had an incredible finishing move to go along with their character and persona.
That's true.
However, there are those former world champions in WWE that had a questionable finishing move. To say that their finishing move is weak and unmemorable would be an understatement. This would often detract from their matches.
Chokeslam one of the greatest finishing moves, so you can't really put that on here.
Wrestlers who held a WWE World Title. So this relates to the WWE title, WWE World Title, and Universal Title exclusively. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 former WWE World Champions who had terrible finishing moves. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out WrestleMania.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible.
What we got? Number 10.
Number 10, Jack Swagger.
Oh, that gut wrench powerbomb.
Following a successful Money in the
Bank. Not the gut wrench, that splash.
No idea what to make of Swagger as world champion. Swagger was a decent wrestler, but lacked any sort of personality or presence that made him a viable world champion. This was especially the case when you consider the sheer amount of talent that were on the roster at the time, including John Cena, Batista, Triple H, Edge, Chris Jericho, and Randy Orton.
True.
One of the things that held back Swagger outside of this distinct lack of credibility was his finishing move. Swagger would use a gut-wrench powerbomb as his finisher, which would often look sloppy upon execution and fail to gain a huge reaction from the fans. To make things worse, as Swagger's run was finally coming to an end, he would introduce the ankle lock as his brand new finishing move. This was a much better move for Swagger, but it was sadly too little, too late. Number 9, Sergeant Slaughter. An early 1991,
they had to do that amateur background, amateur wrestling background.
They was using it, and instead opted to go back to Hulk Hogan as their chosen guy. To execute this shift, WWE would have Warrior drop the title at the Royal Rumble pay-per-view to Sergeant Slaughter. The decision to make him the new champion was a questionable one, but one that WWE saw fit if they were to revert to Hogan being the ultimate babyface at the upcoming WrestleMania. During Warrior and Slaughter's match at the Rumble, Macho Man Randy Savage would interfere and hit Warrior with his Royal Scepter. This allowed Slaughter to use his secondary finishing move, which was an elbow drop, to secure the win. This elbow drop is without question one of the weakest looking moves ever. It looked absolutely horrendous, and it's unbelievable to think that a wrestler actually won WWE's top prize with this move. Number 8, Braun Strowman. One of the criticisms directed at former WWE Universal Champion Braun Strowman is that his finishing move absolutely sucked. His finishing move is a running power slam, and since he began using the move, it's failed to make a lasting impression. Strowman would even use the move to win the Universal title at WrestleMania 36, and even then, he needed to perform several power slams to put down Goldberg. It was almost as if WWE knew that Goldberg losing to just one of Strowman's finishers would make him look insanely weak. The finishing move lacks everything a strong finishing move should have. It's time that Strowman introduces a brand new
Bobby Lashley used to have the running power slam.
Number 7, Mark Henry. Speaking of former WWE World Champions who used a lackluster power slam as their finishing move, Mark Henry used the World's Strongest Slam throughout his career.
I like the World's Strongest Slam though.
It is incredibly underwhelming, especially when you consider Henry's strength. Henry had success with the move mainly thanks to a combination of strong branding and credible selling over the years by top WWE names. His secondary finishing move, the Big Splash, isn't even much better. And it's another move that's an anticlimactic end to a thrilling match. When Henry won the world title in 2011, he would use the World's Strongest Slam to win the world title from Randy Orton. Even then, the move lacked a sense of finality, and Henry had to rely on WWE's commentary as well as Orton's selfless selling to make the finish work. Number 6, the Great Khali. Now, in terms of the worst,
I don't agree with the World's Strongest Slam though. I like that move actually. I don't agree with it being on this list.
Khali had one single run with the world title, and this came in 2007.
His finishing move got to be the weakest one, the most terrible finishing move ever.
In relation to Khali's finishing move, he's used several different moves throughout his career. When Khali first debuted in 2006,
he had that
was
big
using
chop.
a big boot as a finishing move. This would be the move that he would use to defeat The Undertaker at the Judgment Day pay-per-view. Khali would then introduce the brain chop and the Punjabi plunge into his arsenal.
Punjabi plunge. That's like the worst one to me.
Khali would use during his infamous 2007 reign, but this was such a dull finishing move and another example of Khali's in-ring work not meeting the high standards of the ruthless aggression era in WWE. Number 5, Mankind. The WWE Hall of Famer Mankind won the title on 3 separate occasions during his career. Only one of these wins came as a result of him executing his finishing move, that being the double arm DDT. Foley used 2 different finishes as the Mankind persona, and one was the mandible claw and the other was the aforementioned double arm DDT. Now the issue with the DDT in particular was that the move looked really weak and didn't have a high impact in comparison to finishing moves around the time, such as the Stunner or the Tombstone Piledriver. When Mankind won the title with the move,
if you compared it to them two, it wouldn't go over, but it wasn't no bad finishing move.
As a top guy's finishing move at the time, and fans genuinely didn't expect it to be used to pin anyone, never mind reigning WWE Champion Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 4, The Ultimate Warrior. Now it's well documented that
Warrior's been on both videos lists that I watched.
Warrior relied on his charisma and energetic persona to resonate with fans, and for the most part, this truly worked. WWE decided to crown Warrior as the new champion at WrestleMania 6 in the Ultimate Challenge between Warrior and Hogan. And throughout his career, he used the standard big
I don't know why the video is so blurry, y'all.
And this would be the move that Warrior would use to win his first and only WWE title. The splash is absolutely fine as a standard move, but as a finishing move, it really doesn't work and falls kind of flat, no pun intended. And during that match, it also didn't help that Hogan virtually no-sold the move, which deeply damaged any credibility the move
That was the first time somebody kicked out that move.
Jinder Mahal. When Jinder Mahal won the title from Randy Orton in 2017, he would use his finishing move known as the Kalas to capture the title. When Mahal used his move on Orton, nobody actually knew that it was his finisher, as before the match had taken place, Mahal was WWE's resident jobber and hardly ever won a match. The move begins with a Cobra Clutch before Mahal executes a slam. The move doesn't look great. Some wrestlers have struggled with how to take the move, as it looks rather awkward to be on the receiving end of. To make the move work, it relies on effective selling, and Mahal's opponent getting great height on their jump. But if this transition is sloppy, the move can often look botched. Number 2, The Rock. Any wrestler outside The
Rock bottom or the people's elbow?
Elbow drop as their finishing move.
The people's elbow.
Debuted the move in '97, and in theory, the move
Come on, bro, that's a classic move right there.
The theatrics and mannerisms leading up to the move have resulted in becoming
one of the most damn classic
moves of all time. According to Triple H, The Rock began to do the move as he wanted to make The Undertaker break character and laugh. So this means that the people's elbow was never supposed to be taken seriously, but it just took off with the fans. The logistics and reality of the move should be raised. After all, if this move is so deadly, why doesn't every wrestler on the roster just use an elbow drop as their finisher? The move has been presented insanely well throughout The Rock's career, and it never would have worked if top stars at the time didn't sell the move with true intensity and meaning. And number 1, Hulk Hogan.
Leg drop.
That's crazy to think that one of WWE's biggest stars of all time simply used a leg drop as his finishing move. Hogan's leg drop of doom is
in the video I did last week. He said he actually regret using that move.
Hogan's leg drop is no different from a leg drop
because it caused so many injuries and back problems later on in his life.
Keep the integrity of the move intact for decades. But the reality
say he wish he could have did a sleeper hold instead of a leg drop.
Finishing move stand out. That's a sense of uniqueness. A leg drop can be found in every wrestling match.
Matt Hardy.
Hogan's version of the move seems to have a special power attached, which results in nobody ever kicking out. Interestingly, Hogan actually regrets choosing the move as his finisher. This isn't because the move is underwhelming, it's because it's caused him immense pain over the years due to taking the leg drop
a whole bunch of back and hip surgeries.
But there you have it, folks. 10 WWE World.
Hogan actually had to have hip replacement surgery and a lot of back surgeries, especially when he was in TNA. Overall, man, there was no. Let me know what y'all thought of my reaction to this video. I can't even speak. Like, comment, subscribe, drop a comment down at the bottom if you want to, man. We're on the road to 2K subscribers, like I said at the beginning of the video, man. So I'm out. Love y'all. Peace.